Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to the Planet Crafter, where we have a brand new update, the Volcanic environment, or the Volcanic update. I really should have known what it was. The Volcanic update, I was right. So the Volcanic update adds a couple of things, which I've gone over before, but to kind of go over it again, first things first, we have a brand new customization option. Still no way for us to edit the names of our saves, which I think is honestly something they should prioritize. But we have multiple game mode types. I apparently can't actually select which one we have, but I guarantee if I hit new game, then I can go into custom. There we go, and you can do free build, all unlock, everything else. You can randomize the ores. We've talked about this. Go see the other video if you want to see that. There's a relaxing, the standard, intense, and hardcore. Relaxing, of course, is just dying has no consequence. Oxygen, health, and water decrease slowly. Standard is just standard. Intense is dropping every item. Oxygen, health, and water decrease very fast. Hardcore is obviously hardcore. You just, when you die, and that's just that. And then creative has literally absolutely nothing. And for custom, you can have different landing sites, just like normal. The waterfall is a new landing site, which I think is actually kind of interesting. Meteor crater, very hard. Grand Rift is the Grand Rift. That's where the ring is. The Sand Falls is where we started. Or actually, I think the Grand Rift is where like the default spawn is. And then dying has, specific consequences, so you can have, like, a different landing site, you can have different dying consequences without just certain presets, and then the amount of meteor events, more power consumption, less power consumption, more everything else. So, that is the option there. This. Oh, it's just the custom. Okay, cool. And then once we actually get into the game and start looking at all of the new things, I was expecting it to load faster, I'm not gonna lie. But we have a couple of new things that we're gonna want to take a look at immediately. Number one, if we take a look outside, well, from our current standpoint, we can't really see anything. So that's why we have the map. And if we look at the map, we can already see some things have obviously changed. That specifically is a problem. And then when we zoom all the way out, excuse me, when we zoom all the way out, we can see the brand new volcanic biome with lava pits, whatever these things are. Obsidian, I'm assuming, is what this is going to be. I don't actually know yet. And then there's a big ship right here. And lucky for us, our new base is right next to the new biome. Now, some other map changes that I want to go over really quick that I noticed when I first hopped in. The abandoned area where, like, we have the different, the other survivors base that had that one larva that was really hard to find. It now has an iron icon, which I'm assuming means that if you put a miner Mark II down on it, you can have more iron than the other resources. Iron will be its primary resource. And similarly, we have two regions all the way over here in the northwest of the map, which are silica next to the big weapon ship, and titanium over near the Paradise location. So that's kind of interesting to see overall that there are different additions to the map for more basic resources. Now, the one thing that I am noticing is we do not have a osmium, or not an osmium, we do not have a cobalt location, nor do we have a magnesium location, which I think is actually quite interesting that we don't have either of those. But that adds a location for every single resource in the game apart from those two. We have iridium, uranium, 2 of each. We have super alloy, we have sulfur, osmium, zeolite. We do not have pulsar quartz, but that's a little bit more advanced and is now craftable. And then everything else here is just kind of harvestable in general, so we don't really have to worry about that at all. And in terms of new content, we do have a couple of new things, the first of which is the Machine Optimizer, which unlocks right after the Lake Collector and right before the Screen Biomass. So somewhere before the Biomass is unlocked and this kind of stuff gets dealt with. And then at the end of the heat tree is the Machine Optimizer Tier 2. So one thing I want to do is I want to go into a different save file that has less terraformation complete so that we can check on where those things sit on the terraformation tree. So the Machine Optimizer is at 70 MTI, which I believe is right after the lakes stage, or very, very soon after the lake stage, because the lake water collector, I'm pretty sure, is the lake stage. And then at the very end of the heat tree is 1.85 millikelvin. So that's something to be aware of. As far as I'm aware, as of this moment in time, that is all of the new buildings, is just the optimizers. I can't remember anything else, and I don't see anything else in the standard unlock tree that's new. However, there might be some new radio broadcasts, there might be some new blueprints that can be found in the new rec, and that's really what we're going to explore today. Now, in terms of the new biome, which is what we're going to be exploring and dealing with today, this place looks crazy, and apparently decided to not load for a second there. But this place absolutely looks nuts. Like the lava coming down, the giant obsidian spikes. It looks amazing. And then of course we still have the ocean off to our right here. There's a little bit of a hue change as we go in. There's a filter change that occurs. And then our drone port, number 1, is underneath of this giant rock. Yeah, you can see all of our stuff. Our drone port is under here, so we can't get that back. And our fabric and our fertilizer production is in there and is no longer editable. I cannot get into here. I can still interact with the rocket, which is nice. I can still interact with this, which is nice, which is actually the next thing that I want to discuss. There are a bunch of these multiplier fuses, which are parts of the optimizers. You put these multiplier fuses into the optimizers in order to get bonuses. So, like, there's a pressure, which inserting this fuse into an optimizer boosts the performance of nearby machines. That's, I think, flavor text for what they all say. And this one specifically boosts the pressure created by certain objects nearby by 2,500% for 2,500 Terra tokens, which is quite substantial. Not quite as expensive as some of the seeds, but still pretty up there. Heat is the same thing, plants is the same thing, and oxygen is the same thing. And then down here we also have the production multiplier fuse, which multiplies the time by 4, because it's a time divider of 0.25, which means divide by a quarter, reciprocate the quotient, and you've got multiplied by 4. So you're getting 4 times the resources for the same amount of time. This is a game changer for things that revolve around heavy production values. So I am going to be grabbing one, if not more, of these for our very, very lovely circuit board production, because that's just going to boost the amount of Terra tokens that I get over time. And then, of course, there's also an energy multiplier fuse, which multiplies the power by 150%. So you can place these around your fusion reactors, and then your fusion reactors are going to be producing 150% of the power for the same cost. So call it 1,500. You're going to be getting 2,200 power per second. as a result of the 150 bonus. And that is, of course, each. So those are super nice. I'm honestly thinking about possibly just completely and entirely getting rid of my butterfly and frog collections, but also I don't really want to have to do that if I don't have to do that in order to get the production multiplier bonus. Because 5,000 is a bit of a tall order. That's a couple of rockets full of circuit boards, which is a bit of a shame. And then up here, of course, there's nothing new. There's just the drone information rocket and everything else. So, as soon as this fog storm is done, we're going to jump straight into the new biome and start exploring around and seeing what we can find. So, just a moment. Okay, now that's finally done. You might recognize that as the thumbnail. Ooh, or this is the thumbnail, actually. I didn't realize it was going to do more once I got into the biome. So let's take a look at everything that is on the ground. It looks like we've got some iridium. That's super nice. Let's see if this damages me. Oh, yep, it does. Does it? Oh, yes, indeed it does. Okay, so that's good to know. It does indeed hurt you. I kind of figured it would because it's lava. Can I fly over it? I can fly over it with the jetpack. Although I personally wouldn't trust the jetpack that much because the jetpack does tend to be a little bit buggy at times. Not gonna lie about that. And then, of course, we do have obsidian. Absolutely gorgeous metal. Looks beautiful. Yeah, the obsidian just looks fantastic. And look at the lava spires. This place looks absolutely phenomenal. I want to just gather up some obsidian just kind of around and about before coming back and trying to do like an inventory haul on the wreck. I'm also going to grab myself a teleporter when I go over to the wreck just to make the harvesting process a little bit easier. There is a lot of these things. Ooh, hello. What are you? Biome eggs. Alright, good to know. So there are new frogs. I'm wondering if that means that there are also new larvas that can be gathered. I won't lie, I'm not a ow. Didn't think I was touching it. Texture is a little bit wonky. Still looks good though at a distance, just not so much up close. Makes me wonder if there's larvas. Like extra butterfly larvas and stuff that we can find around here specific to the new biome. Ooh, these are a multiplier of 500%. Wow! That is quite substantial. That is nothing to sneeze at, man. 500% is very good for a frog egg. I think the golden ones are 600? Maybe not even 600. Maybe they're also 500. I genuinely can't remember right now. I thought that was a cave for a second. I was actually really excited about there being a cave. My frame rate is dropping. Oh! See? Ah! This is why. This is why we don't trust hitboxes. And why we don't trust the jetpack in early access games. I think my frame rate specifically tanks looking at the lava just because of how much graphics processing it requires. And my food level's critical. Look at this wreck, though. These poor unfortunate souls. My gosh, there's like a little itty-bitty teeny tiny lava pit here. Look at this wreck. This thing is massive. It is a huge engine. I think this is the biggest wreck now. Ooh, look at that gun. That gun has certainly seen better days. And there's like little lava pools and stuff underneath of the wreck. Oh, I can't wait to come check this thing out in its entirety. Oh, this could be fun. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great time. So let me bring all of this obsidian. You see, that's why we don't trust the jetpack. Let me bring all of this obsidian back to base. Can't help myself. There's like little itty bitty lava pools all over the place. And then where does this go? This goes back into the iron biome. Cool, good to know. This place is huge. So yeah, let me bring all this obsidian and then the lava frogs back to the base. All the obsidian. And then we will come back and we will explore around the wreck. And just go nice and deep in with the wreck. There is a little cave. Look at this place. Alright, we'll be back here too. Give me 1 second. So I found something out. These also damage you. Or I'm wrong. Nope, see, they do. They damage you. They do damage you. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. So I want to check out that cave first and foremost. Before anything else. I want to check out the cave because this whole thing looks nuts. Absolutely nuts. Ooh, more laveum eggs. Love the laveum eggs. There's more down there. Nitrogen capsules. That's pointless. I literally have farms for those. Hello! Golden crate with a new golden effigy and a super alloy and osmium rod? Brother. Absolutely am I taking that. So there you go. There's the new golden crate location. There's probably more than that. If I had to guess, I would say that the devs probably put one at the top of one of the lava spires, or at, like, one of these things that's, like, spewing stuff all over the place. Like, up there, or up there, or up there. Like, I could almost guarantee it, but I'm not too interested in that, so I'm just gonna continue on and try to find a way into the ship here. This thing is massive, and I have genuinely zero idea of how the heck I'm gonna get in here. Something tells me that's not right. Yeah, none of that's right. None of that's right at all, for sure. I can hear, like, doors and stuff happening. So there's gotta be a way in. Oh, look, there's a reused asset. The radar. Cool. That's good to know. Anything here at the nose? No, you can just pass under the nose. Do I get in here? I do. Yeah, no, this is it. This is where we get in. That'll do. Hello, cockpit, first of all. And hello, brand new shipwreck. I'm only going to be taking things that are legitimately valuable, so I'm not too worried about the server racks at the moment. I'll do another pass. Rocket engines, on the other hand, I will absolutely take. And I guess we can go up first. Wow, I can already tell this place is going to be absolutely massive. More server racks. There is a fusion generator here. Methane cartridges. No point in having that. Chonga seeds. No point in having those either. Fusion reactor might be something that I come back for. This one. Another ladder. Not really worried about that. Oh my gosh, this place is massive. Another ladder. More shanga seeds. Oh, it is pitch black if I get rid of it. I was like, the filter is making the light seem really bright for no reason. Alright, so we're not taking the ladders. We're taking the Subnautica approach here, where we explore level by level, and we don't worry about other levels until we're done. Free-seed Linfolia. I don't know if I have any of those or have access to that, so I'm gonna grab it. I get rid of these. Nope. And then this brings us back to here. Alright, cool. So we had another way that we could explore on this level. Not. Alright, cool. That's fine. We'll go upstairs and go through more stuff here. There's some debris that I can actually get. Oh, come on. I could totally walk under that. I refuse to believe that I could not walk through that. Mutagen. Not really anything of importance there. Here's another ladder. I'll advance up that in a moment. This looks like some kind of mission planning bay. More rocket engines. Definitely gonna take those. More rocket engines. Uranium rods I'll actually go on ahead and take as well. Oop. Blueprint microchip. Should definitely take that. Add to my collection. I have so many of those right now. Space food. Very interesting. Haven't needed that in a long time. Another rocket engine. Else is in here? Another ladder. Obsidian. 1,000 Terra tokens? Don't mind if I do. Okay, and then 2 more ladders. So let's go on ahead and take this one up. And we do recognize this. Yeah, we do recognize this. And then this as well. We do recognize. Okay. Well, that's the new wreck. I am thoroughly impressed at the size of this thing. I'm betting that there's gonna be more for us once we do our lovely little fusion power thing, the power cell thing. I should check how many it needs. Alright, I'll be back with power cells and then we'll call it. 2 things. Number 1, it needs 2 fusion energy cells. Number 2, fusion energy cells now take obsidian and sell for 80? Did I read that right? It sells for 80? I completely missed the change to the selling prices. If Pulsar Quartz sells for 80 a pop, or am I misreading that, oh, the fusion energy cells sell for 80 a pop. Oh. I see. So Pulsar Quartz is still 25. None of the rest of these values have changed. Except for the fusion energy cells now take 80. I see. Okay. So in all honesty, fusion energy cells aren't that hard to craft. They would be very robot heavy. We might have a new project to embark on, folks. Circuit board production is great and is astonishing and super nice, but I think we have a new top seller. Because in terms of ease of access, it is not that difficult for these guys to work properly. Okay, so immediately I see that this is now open. Unless it already was? It very well may have already been. This was not. Or, no, it was. No, it wasn't, because I would have picked up the food and eaten it. Oh. Oh, hello. Whoa, what are you? Whoa, money! Oh, and a production multiplier fuse. That's exactly what I wanted. 100, 1,000, 500, 100, 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 100, 100, 500. Wow. Worth every single thing that went into making those power cells. Easily 100% worth. Let me make sure there's no other doors that got opened around here. Because, like, if there's another big vault or big safe or something around, I want to loot the shit out of it. Alright, let's go back down to the lower level here. That's still partially closed. Just like it was. That's still closed. Nothing new here. This is the other side. Nothing new that way. Nothing new there. Nothing new here. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a hologram on one of these tables or something. Hello. This is new. What's in here? The zeolite, osmium rod, that's pretty valuable. Uranium rod, super alloy rod, osmium rod, fertilizer, some circuit boards. All that's pretty nice. Some more server racks. I'll do a server rack. Ooh, energy multiplier fuse. Let's go. And 500 more Terra tokens. Oh my gosh. I'm spoiled rotten. This video is going to be way longer than I initially anticipated. But I think it's worth it to show all of the goodies that you can get out of this ship, because this ship is crazy valuable. That was the room I was just in. And then that all takes me back upstairs. So yeah, no, that's everything. So in terms of, back to what I was talking about before, in terms of like the ability to craft our lovely fusion energy cells, that's the word for them. The fusion energy cells, all we need is the pulsar quartz, which is simply a combination of iridium, uranium, osmium, zeolite, and methane, all of which I already have mines set up for. So I could set up just deliveries for all of that. And then the fusion energy cells, the fusion energy cells themselves just require the pulsar quartz, osmium, which, like I said, is already set up, and obsidian, which I can now mine for very easily. So that would not be a very difficult thing at all. And with the addition of the production multiplier fuse, I'm gonna have, you know, way faster crafting and harvesting times. And with the addition of the energy multiplier fuse, all I'd have to do is reformat the way that I organize all of these guys into like a little quadrant here on their own. And then I can boost my power productivity by Lord knows how much. In all honesty, Lord knows how much. So yeah, that's something that we're definitely going to look into for next time. But for now, I think that's really all that I have to talk about. I guess I can talk about the costs here real quick since we're already going long. The Machine Optimizer Tier 1 is only 50 energy per second. It's not that hard. And then explosive powder, iron, and cobalt. And a uranium rod. That's probably the most expensive part. But that's not that expensive. And then even the Optimizer Tier 2, you keep the explosive powder and uranium rod, and now it's just 3 obsidian, 3 times the energy. Again, that's not that bad overall, but we're going to discuss those next time. So for now, that's going to be it. And I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I know I certainly have. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.